Coffee with friends, and y'all know I'm raw to the bone. Happy hump day, y'all. Let's see what the vibes are today. Come on in. Coffee with friends. Hey, happy hump day. Mm. Come through. Coffee with friends. Hey, happy hump day. We're going to have a short week this week. Let's see what else we got. Y'all know what this is, right? Come through. Happy hump day, y'all. While Alicia Keys plays a little bit. You know, it's sad days when you turn on the news and you hear what we heard yesterday. We'll talk about that for a few minutes. Hey, come through. Let's see what else we got. Get your coffee or your tea. Let's have a little chat on this hump day. Hey. What? This my shit. Hey, McCliver. This my shit. Hey. Come on in. Let's start this hump day off right. This relationship. Come on. Y'all know the words? Let it burn. Hey. I love music, y'all. I mean, how many of y'all go home at night and just turn y'all music on and just listen to music? Huh? I do it all the time. Hey, Johnny Hill, good morning. Good morning. Come on in. You know, I got to check up on all my peeps. Okay. It's just a matter of preference. Hey. When I got that phone call or whatever, what to do. My confessions. Wow. Anybody, you know, that song, Confessions. I used to sing that song so damn hard, Usher. Right? You ever had to go home and admit to some fuck shit you did and you knew that you had to release this confession and you were scared? You were scared. Big old grown ass adults gotta go and confess to their significant other or to their mommies or whatever about some shit that they did. Y'all ever had to do that and y'all was scared? Y'all had to go and admit some shit and you didn't know what the outcome was going to be? Well, come on in. That song just made me think about that. That's not today's topic. Of course, it's not today's topic. All right. But McCliver out there in Pennsylvania. Okay. What's up with that guy? The guy. I just want to take a moment, y'all, out there in social media world. to talk about that tragic incident that happened yesterday, right? You know, the subway shooting. Good morning, mother. The subway shooting in Brooklyn, right? Sunset Park, Brooklyn. I've been to Sunset Park like twice. I knew a coworker that used to live out there, but it's not really, yeah, shout out to all the New Yorkers, right? Yes, Johnny. Yes, 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 Key. I've been to Sunset Park, Brooklyn twice. I had a friend that lived out there. It's really far. It's like at the end of Brooklyn. But it's a very tragic accident. Well, I say accident, but hey, J. Joe. Good morning. Good morning, Candace Jordan. Good morning. You know, it's a sad day when you turn your TV on, right? In the middle of already what's going on with Russia and Ukraine, right? In the middle of already what's going on with our economy, in the middle of what's going on with us struggling to fill up our cars with the fucking gas, right? I turn the news on. Hey, Glamour 47. And I see that there was an incident in the subway in Sunset, Brooklyn. Okay? Sunnyside, Sunset Park, Brooklyn, right? And immediately when I first heard the news, hey, Glamour 47, when I first heard the news, right? Hey, Glam Fine Closet, when I first saw the news, I was like, oh my God, some motherfucker went buck wild in the train station. And then my girlfriend, Glam Fine Closet, texted me and she was like, what, you know, we talked about the shooting a little bit. And she said it was confirmed at one point earlier in the day when they first started talking about the shooting. They said it was a terroristic act, right? And immediately I was like, oh my God, these motherfuckers, there's a war going on. And why they bothering us? We ain't do shit. But it ain't, but even though the act is terroristic, it was a domestic attack, y'all. Johnny said, it's easy to look at what's going on in the world and forget about domestic terrorism. Good morning, protagonist. Domestic attack. All right? All this shit going on in the world, and some motherfucker from Pennsylvania done came to New York, letting off smoke bombs and shooting motherfuckers in the train. Now, I have these questions for you. Well, first of all, I I I had to look myself in the mirror and go, Robin, now Robin, apologize to apologize to the white folk. Robin, look in the fucking mirror and apologize to the white folk. That's what I said. I said to myself, because when I heard this, I said, oh, I ain't no way this no black shit. I said, oh no, this ain't no black crime. This some white motherfucker running around that done did some dumb shit. This is earlier in the day when I thought this shit was still a terroristic act, right? I was like, some white motherfucker done did this shit, right? Because let me tell you something. I'd have went down with the ship, y'all. I'd have went down with the motherfucking ship because I said, this ain't no black crime. I did. I said it. I'm guilty. Listen, I pull myself to the carpet when I'm motherfucking wrong. Okay? Glamour, 6'9" black man. I had to apologize in the mirror yesterday to the white folk. Black man, what the fuck? This not even. Yeah, he's 60 something. He's in his 60s. That was the other thing that shocked me. I was like, motherfuck, this man is in his 60s and he's a black man and he's from Pennsylvania. You came all the way into New York to blow up, to blow off your smoke bombs and shoot a couple of motherfuckers in the train. And you picked that part of Brooklyn? I'm like, there was so many things wrong with this story. A senior citizen, a black man, came from Pennsylvania to shoot a couple of people in Brooklyn. I'm confused. I'm so fucking confused. But Johnny Hill said also the gas price being high, they are now talking about food shortage coming in the next 2 to 3 months from now. Food shortage. They've been talking about, now see, Johnny, don't fuck with me. They've been talking about this now for like almost a year. That we were gonna get the first they started with the prices going up on the food. Like I was in the grocery store a week ago and I picked up a steak and I looked at the price. I was the fucking ShopRite. And I was like, oh my God. I thought I said oh my God in my head, but I said it out loud. And the lady that was standing next to me, she was like, I know, right? She was like, this is fucking ridiculous. I said, oh my God, I didn't even realize I said that shit out loud. Okay? The food prices have been absolutely ridiculous. AG and I was in the store. We came out the store with two little bags. And we spent over $100. We were like, what the fuck is in what's in these little ass bags? Nothing. We be still opening our refrigerator talking about what the fuck we gonna eat. Good morning, Pat. Right? Hey, Madison. Hey, Mr. Hard Work. Good morning. Right, Glamour. What the hell? Right? My whole thing is the gentleman that shot up these people in the train. I was shocked, y'all. And I just wanted to say I had to apologize to the white folks because in my head, I put it on them. Right? Now, my question to y'all is this. Right? I've asked this question about a year or so ago on Coffee with Friends, right? And I'm going to ask it again. Okay, I'm going to ask it again. If this was your motherfucking friend, next door neighbor, cousin, uncle, brother, father, husband, would you turn him in? I'm asking. Would you turn this motherfucker in? If this motherfucker ran home talking about hide me, I done shot up a couple of people in the subway and they're looking for me. Would you hide him or would you turn his ass in? I'm fucking asking. Get your coffee or your tea because I'm asking. This is not even the topic today, but y'all know how I start out in the morning. I got to talk about some current events or some shit before I get into the topic. All right. Would y'all turn the motherfucker in if this was your uncle, your cousin, your next door neighbor, your father, okay, your husband, and you knew he did this? Would you call the cops? Would you turn him in? Quiet? Crickets? Is that a no? You wouldn't turn him in? I slept on that shit last night. Good morning, Damaris. I slept on that shit last night because I asked myself, and I'm still asking myself at this moment, if that was my son or my husband, and the motherfucker, and I knew that was the motherfucker that shot up them people on that train, would you turn him in? I need answers, y'all. I'm trying to figure us out, right? And now I know y'all gonna say, will white people turn them in? With China, I don't give a fuck about them. I'm talking about us because I belong to the black community and that's who the fuck I'm talking to. The black folks. Would y'all turn the motherfucker in? Glam Fine Closet. Glam Fine Closet. Glam Fine Closet said, if it's my husband, I'm turning him in. Mr. Hard Work said absolutely across the board. He's turning them in, no matter if it's his neighbor, his uncle, his cousin, his father. Don't matter, brother. Mr. Hard Work said he's turning the motherfucker in. Glam Closet said if it's my husband, I'm turning them in. Does that mean that you're not gonna turn the motherfucker in if it was your neighbor or your cousin or your uncle or your son? You're not gonna turn them in? Is that what you're saying? Right? You know, I had to ask myself this question last night, y'all. And I was like, damn it, I would have to turn them in. I would have to. I would be scared of the motherfucker. I would, because I'd be like, wait a minute, hold up. I've been sleeping in the bed with a motherfucker that got the balls to get the fuck up, or I got a child in my house that got the fucking balls to get up and smoke bomb motherfuckers and shoot their asses. I couldn't even sleep in my own house knowing I got somebody in the house like that. Now, I'm going to tell y'all no lie. I might snot nose cry for many reasons. Snot nose cry because I feel like my life must have been in danger all these years, number one. Number two, how could this happen to me? And number three, this motherfucker is crazy and now I got to turn his ass in. What responsibility do we have as a community to ensure the safety of others? If we know we have a family member that has committed a crime, right? I'm not talking about selling weed because I'm not turning them in for that. Well, that's almost legal federally, so but y'all know what I'm saying. But this kind of crime, this is a tough one. Okay. Good morning, AG. Johnny said the cop would have his address, phone number, email address, social security number, everything before he could leave the state. So Johnny Leon Hill said he's turning the motherfucker in. He don't care. This is a person that's dangerous to society and to himself. Right, Damaris. Point blank, period. Damaris said, yes, if anyone I know is capable of doing that, he needs help. So with that being said, anybody on here, did y'all make sure y'all checked in on your Brooklyn folks? Because a lot of people go, oh, I don't have people that live in that area. But you know what? That motherfucker that blew up the train didn't live in that area. People travel on these trains to and from in New York and don't necessarily live in those areas. So that's why I check in with people. And a lot of times their first response is, well, I don't have nobody that lives over there. Does it matter? I don't live in the part of Brooklyn I was in last week, but I was there picking up some Muslim oil, and I was there, not in the part that got shot up. But the point that I'm making is, you don't know where people are traveling to and from. Did y'all fucking check up on your folks? And my next question to you guys, for all of you guys who take public transportation, how are you feeling? You know, one of the things, Glam Fine Closet, I did see your comment yesterday, and you are absolutely right. New Yorkers are very resilient. This shit popped off early in the day, okay? And by rush hour evening, people were still commuting back to and from work like it was nothing. But imagine the trauma and the anxiety that was felt on that train. You know, just the thought of me getting on a New York subway train fucked with my head yesterday because I was just on it. And I was almost on it again Sunday. No, I was going to take the bus and walk from the depot, but I drove into the city. Okay? It takes nothing for me to get on the bus from my house and jump on the train to go through the city. That's one of my favorite pastimes, just to jump on the train and hop around the city, especially in the summertime. Now I'm paranoid, okay? I'm absolutely paranoid, and I wasn't even a part of the actual physical experience on the train, but seeing it on the news has my head like, wow, do I even want to fucking get on the train? So how are you guys feeling this morning before we even get into the topic? Because Coffee with Friends is about dealing with trauma, how to deal with recognizing your trauma, dealing with your triggers, and healing. And so one of the things that I want to ask this morning, hey, Hearts of Fire, hey, Veronica Madison, hey, Athea, before we get into any topic this morning, how is everyone feeling from a mental place about what happened yesterday in that subway? first things first, checking in on the mental. Because I don't know, y'all. And they didn't catch the motherfucker yet. I know I'm paranoid. Okay, Heart to Fire is giving us something to stand on. Heart to Fire said, the subways are the safest, usually the day after. Okay, that gives some comfort to those that are traveling. Anybody else have any words that they want to share based on how they're feeling, based on what happened yesterday? Or want to give words of encouragement to our New Yorkers that are traveling and commuting? Anybody? Okay, I'm going to put the guest link there in case anybody wants to jump on. Those on YouTube and Facebook will be able to see it. Glam Fine Closet said, it was business as usual for me. I got on the train without a second thought. And you see how we move? You see how we bounce back? As if nothing happened, the afternoon rush hour commenced. Okay? Pat said he's crazy. I would get help to get him to a mental hospital. If you call the cops, you know he's a dead man. They are driving black men crazy. That's another alternative, Pat. And this is why I love y'all. Because y'all drop y'all various perspectives in here. And sometimes it opens up the mind and has us thinking in various ways, right? Now, Pat is suggesting that you have him checked into, but you can't force a grown person to be checked into the mental hospital. See, that's the tricky part, right? This is a grown ass man, senior citizen. You can't force him to go into a mental institution. So if he doesn't want to go, Pat, then what? Pat's suggestion is to call a mental institution and have him placed as he needs mental help. But you can't force a grown ass person to go in. They got to check themselves in. So how do you do that if he refuses, Pat? Although it's a good suggestion. Hey, Mr. SR81. Okay. Good morning. Veronica Madison said, anxiety like a mofo. I want to move back, but shit. My only sibling and fam is there. It was a lot to get a call about that. And Veronica, you no longer live here, right? You live in Virginia, but your family members live here, right? And so this goes to show you how trauma works. Right? You know how we talked about the Will Smith shit and we were questioning, oh, you didn't get slapped the fuck in the face. How you got trauma? I wasn't on the train that exploded. Veronica Madison wasn't on the train. I mean, not exploded. Oh God. That got smoke bombed and people got shot. Right? But people feel trauma over that. You don't have to be in the actual midst of it all to feel the effects of trauma. Veronica Madison said, real talk, it can happen anywhere. Stay vigilant and safe. Johnny said, imagine being immune to trauma that you can go on with your daily routine and hours later being unaffected to possible dying. Great that we can bounce back, but take inventory and not take this life for granted. Yes, Johnny. It is great that we can bounce back, right? But take inventory. Recognize what has happened, y'all. Recognize what has happened. And understand that we cannot forget that there's domestic terrorism. Great statement, Johnny. I love it. Glamour 47 said, I must say my anxiety is on 10 about yesterday in New York and here in Durham. 6 shootings in a row. What is going on? I didn't even hear about that, Glamour 47. I didn't hear that Durham had 6 shootings. What the fuck? Because we are so caught up in, the global shit that's going on. Sometimes we're not paying attention to what's going on right here. Hearts of Fire said, my sons insisted that I drive until the man is caught. I, however, want to hop on the train and the bus. They need to pay for my toll and gas. I can understand them being worried. The man is not caught. This could happen anywhere else. How do we know? How do we know where he's at? How do we know what he's thinking? This is why it's important to deal with our trauma, y'all. To deal with the things that we go through. Trauma, anxiety, and losing our shit has no fucking age. This man is in his 60s. What pissed him the fuck off? What's going on with him? Hearts of Fire says they are going to catch him. Yeah, because they got a name. Isn't his name Richard something? They called his name out on News 12 this morning. They say he is the man that is of interest that they're looking for, right? So they already have a fucking name. Pat said he was not from New York City. We didn't say he was from New York. We said he was from Pennsylvania. But we said he traveled into New York and he did this, right? New York City always gets the blames. These shootings are happening everywhere. I didn't hear anybody blame New York. We said New Yorkers are resilient and we're able to bounce back after an incident. But this man is absolutely from Pennsylvania. All right. Veronica said at Glamour 47, it's these ghost guns and the NRA. Now, come on. Come on, Veronica Madison. I disagree with that. You know, every time there is a shooting, see y'all, every time there's a shooting, y'all want to put it on the ghost guns and the NRA, right? But when there's stabbings, nobody is pointing anything about the controls around knives, right? You know, none of that, right? But anytime there's a shooting, right, we automatically point fingers to the NRA. I didn't shoot nobody and I have a gun permit, right? These are not responsible licensed associates running around shooting people, y'all. Stop saying it's the NRA, right? These are irresponsible people, the same people that are irresponsible in every other act. But as soon as a gun is involved, we go, this is why we need stricter gun laws. And this is why we need this. And this is why we need that. The people with the fucking gun licenses are not the fucking ones shooting these motherfuckers. I follow the rules. And the gun laws are different state by state. New York and New Jersey laws around the guns and getting a gun is as hard as fuck. I had a mental evaluation. I had 3 reference letters, one from a retired with the chief of police. Okay, I had to get my paperwork in line. There are rules in New York and New Jersey. We cannot travel around with our weapons. If we are going to the gun range, our guns have to be in the trunk of our car, separated from the bullets, and we got to drive straight to the gun range and straight the fuck home. You can't even stop at Starbucks for a cup of coffee. If you get caught stopping, you will lose your license and you will get arrested. This has nothing to do with the NRA. This has everything to do with irresponsible citizens breaking the law. Period. I'm responsible with the gun laws. These people don't have licenses. Okay? Maybe he does have a license. Maybe he doesn't. But don't hurt the rest of the people that are following the rules with their guns because of these handful of population that breaks the rules like everybody else that breaks the rules, right? This is not NRA. That's my opinion though. Because I know as soon as we get these shootings, they go for these, and it makes it harder for me to get it makes it, people like me that want to carry, I can't even get a carry license because shit like this happens in New York and New Jersey. Now, if you go to Texas, yes. If you go to Florida, yes. But in New York and New Jersey, our gun laws are strict. We don't need them any stricter. Thank you. Please. Hey, Fire One. Glamour 47 said, I must say, if I still lived in New York, I would be on edge. I thought of 911 before I found out it was domestic. But it was It doesn't matter who did it. It happened. I did too, Glamour 47. I thought of the World Trade Center nightmare as well. And then when I found out it was domestic, I was like, whoo. And then when I found out it was a black man, I was like, oh, like, what the fuck? Okay? Johnny said Russian soldiers are raping the women in Ukraine. An 83-year-old woman was raped in Ukraine. Wow. That's what happens during war. These motherfuckers, I never understood that. Aren't y'all scared of being shot? Aren't y'all supposed to be fucking hiding, putting dirt on your face and covering up I would be so nervous being in war. I don't know if I had a dick, if it would get hard. I'd be scared. But in war, motherfuckers go around raping motherfuckers. Why? I don't know. Okay, she said, I would have rather them had killed me than to do what they did. That is sad. That is so damn sad. Y'all, the topic today, this is not even the topic today, right? But I wanted to start out because I did not want to ignore what happened in New York City yesterday. And being that the show talks about trauma and healing, I wanted to ask how everybody was feeling. And I wanted to ask how everybody is dealing with what happened yesterday, right? I just hope they catch this motherfucker. But today's topic is, ladies, Cam Newton has spoken. Y'all know the football player, right? Cam Newton said, handle your own business, ladies. We don't mind that you are strong and independent. But at the same motherfucking time, you need to cater to your man and let your man lead. Cam Newton had a lot to say about that. Handle your own, right? All these ladies running around talk about how they're independent and how they got their own shit. He's saying, yeah, that's all good and great and well. But what's happening is a lot of ladies are forgetting how to cater to their man and how to let their man lead. What the fuck does that mean? I'm just throwing that out there as I go read the rest of the comments based on yesterday. And I also want to quickly just say, let me tell you something, baby. For those that are on YouTube and IG, I could turn my phone around and show y'all. This is what I'm sharing on my screen. So those that are on YouTube and Facebook can see this. Yes, Rihanna on the Vogue cover. Okay. Looking just as beautiful. Okay. I wanted to celebrate that for a moment because we're talking about handling your own business, right? Ladies, who better to you? Who better? Rihanna, right? She done planned out her whole life, did her business, became a billionaire. Then now she's bringing in a child into the world. Cam Newton said, ladies, handle your own business. Yeah, rock out. But cater to your man and let your man lead. He said the problem is many of us don't cater to our men and we don't let our men lead. What does that mean? What the fuck does that mean? Let that marinate in your heads for a minute. And then let me go over here and see what y'all are talking about as it pertains to the shooting. Damaris said, my company is paying for Uber ride to and from Penn Station and Port Authority if we need to go into the office. That's great. Your company has recognized that some people might be traumatized, right? And might not want to come to work, right? So to benefit them, which is smart, they're going to make sure that they set up some kind of ride or ride share to get your asses in the office so that, productivity is not affected. This is all a part of business continuity, y'all, right? Every company has business continuity. What happens in a major event, right? What happens when risks are injected, right? You determine whether the risk is low, medium, or high, and your company adjusts for that, right? And they manage the risk to the best of their ability. And in this case, Damaris's company has determined that there's a risk, okay, of people not coming to work, and has determined and has assessed the impact of what that's going to mean productivity wise. All right. And they had a plan, business continuity. They had a plan. I love it. Hearts of Fire says, I'm not afraid, but I'm not stupid. Okay. Hearts of Fire also said, I'm really more so sad that it's a brother. Girl, I was shocked because I don't care what y'all say. There's black crimes and there's white crimes. I know crime is crime, but there's certain crimes that I don't automatically put on black people. Like if I wake up and I hear on the news that a whole family got shot, mother, father, sisters, brothers, I'll be like, oh, that's a white crime. Black folks don't be killing their families. You know, we tear our families apart different ways. We like stupid shit, you know, stressing our family or whatever, you know. But shooting up a whole family like Amityville Horror, when I hear shit like that, I be like, that's a white crime. Okay. So when I heard about the subway thing, I automatically said, that's a white guy. My bad, y'all. My motherfucking bad. Okay. Oh, his name is James something. Okay, James something. All right, well, we know it's a black guy. But anyway, guys, what the fuck do y'all have to say about Cam Newton? Ladies, handle your own business, but cater to your man. Are the women and fellas, Clarence, Johnny, protagonist, in y'all experience, right? Are the ladies catering to your needs in the way that you need them to be catered? And does your lady allow you to lead? And what does that mean? I need the fellas to tell me what this statement means as Cam Newton made the statement, right? But I want to hear from the guys what they think Cam Newton means by this. Ladies, you could be independent and everything, and you can handle your business, but cater to your man. Okay? And allow your man to lead. What does that mean? You know, Cam Newton also had a comment around he doesn't, particularly care for women who do not know how to cook. Right? How do y'all feel about that? Morning, Soulful. How do y'all feel about that? Is this statement shared by other men on here that ladies handle your own business but cater to your man? You know, that's like that TLC song. You know, I had in my marriages, and none of my husbands, none, not one. I've had two husbands, right? Not one can say that I did not. Okay, Fire and One. Fire and One said he's right. Who else has a comment on this? Right? I'm going to put the guest link up there again in case anybody is brave enough to join the podcast, all right, and express what this means, right? Fire and One said he's right. Now, you know, the funny thing is when I read the comments, right, on this, a majority of people agreed with Cam Newton's position. Ladies, you could be strong and independent, but cater to your man and allow him to lead. What does this mean? Because a lot of us don't have Russell Wilsons at home. So what does this mean when we say handle your business, ladies, but cater to your man and let him lead? Fire and One, you said he's right. Why do you feel he's right? A lot of people commented on this post and said he was right. And Cam said he has an issue with women that do not know how to cook. Now, I was saying that none of my husbands that I've experienced could ever say, one, that I don't cook, and two, that I don't cater. I do absolutely both. But let me tell you something. Them motherfuckers, they didn't know how to lead. They were leading me into all kind of brick walls. I had lumps and bumps all over my ass. I was like, no, the motherfucker. I'm over here cooking, catering, laundry, making sure you got what the fuck you need, sex anytime you want it for the most part. You know, whatever. Catering to my man's needs. But did my man know how to lead? The fuck no. No, 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 no. See, a lot of people got lip service, right? They want to come out here and they want to say, ladies, you need to cater to your man. You need to do this. You need to do that. But first, I need to ask, do y'all motherfuckers know how to lead? What the fuck does that mean? Because I've been led into brick walls plenty of times. I don't want to bump my... Look, I got a permanent knot on my head. Jokes, y'all. This is really just some kind of benign cyst, but still. Okay? How many motherfuckers led y'all in a brick wall? And so for me, when I hear a statement like this, I be like, I got trauma. I done tried to let motherfuckers lead in it, and I got a couple of lumps. How do I learn to let a man lead me at this point? After I've been led nowhere. What the fuck does this mean? Okay? Damaris said, honestly, I cater to my husband and he is a great leader. See? But what does that mean? I need y'all to break that down. When you say you cater to your husband and he is a great leader, how does he lead you and how do you cater to him? I need to know. Johnny said, don't care for Cam, so my comment might be a little biased. Just because you are a man or that you have a lot of money doesn't make you a leader. Because come on, I needed somebody to say that shit. Leading has nothing to do with money, y'all. I need you to say that shit for the motherfuckers in the back. If you are with a strong woman with a big personality, if you are a leader, she can still be herself and still follow you because she can see the leader in you. And you have proof to her that she can trust you and let you leave. The show is motherfucking over. Bye. Everybody, goodbye. Y'all have a good hump day. The fuck? Johnny done laid the pipe here. You done laid the motherfucking pipe. You have to prove to her that she can trust. That shit should have been in caps. Trust you to lead. Clarence said, women and men should be interdependent, not independent. I love that. I love that, Clarence. I absolutely love that. And you also said catering should be mutual, Clarence. I love it. Again, yesterday, what did I say? Manage your fucking relationship to what works for you, right? Now, Cam made a whole blanket statement, but this blanket statement is so much in this shit, right? But like Clarence said, catering should be mutual. And like Pat said, I don't mind catering, but it's a 50-50 leadership. Or the one who has the most potential to lead. The one that has the most potential to lead. Now, I've always said this. Leadership roles change throughout the life of your relationship and the life of your marriage, right? You might be in the best position to lead at the time, right? But based on life situations and circumstances, leadership can change. I might need to step into the leadership shoes and lead for a minute. You might have got sick. You might be unable to do anything, function in the way that you used to for whatever reason. And I got to be able to lead. So to me, I feel like both people take on leadership roles at different points throughout the life of the relationship. And that's why I agree that it should be mutual, right? But I also agree that there is a catering in the relationship, and there is a need for some of these men to be leaders. But men, what the fuck does that mean? Like Johnny said, it don't have shit to do with money. I was in a relationship once, and when we got into arguments, this is how you know how people really feel about you when you argue. The true feelings of how people feel comes out in disagreements and arguments, right? It does, right? And I was in a relationship where a man, every time we got into an argument, right, he would say, "Oh, you think because you make such and such a money that you the boss." And I was like, "What? Why are you talking about my money?" That bothers you, right? That fucked up his leadership ability. He couldn't focus on leading because he was so fucked up in the head about my money that you thought I was in a battle to lead, and I wasn't. But he automatically assumed because I made a certain amount of money that I was fighting for a leadership role. No, motherfucker, I don't have to fight for a leadership role. I automatically fall in line in a leadership role when needed. I don't have to fight for it. I don't. Okay? I fall right in line in that position automatically. I don't have to fight for it, and it ain't got shit to do with my money. I have been broke. I have knocked on doors to feed my son. I have knocked on doors to feed myself, and I still felt empowered. Don't got nothing to do with money. Okay? Pat said, absolutely, Robin. You will not lead down the path to nowhere. The man should be confident enough to let his significant other take the lead to benefit the union. But how many men on here would be okay with their wife taking the lead if it was the best thing for the relationship? Fire and One said, most of these women have mental health. They want to be in control of everything. Mental health issues, are you saying, Fire and One, that mostly these women have mental health issues? They want to be in control of everything. Where does that come from, Fire and One? Maybe that comes from being letting down in the past. Who knows? Because I'm gonna tell you, no lie, Fire and One, I've never had a really good man leader. I have never, sorry guys, I had a poor connection on IG. I have never had a good man leader. I want to experience that, y'all. I never had that. I've always felt like I was the stronger one mentally, maybe not physically, but mentally. Like I was able to come through things without cracking, right? Or I could say I cracked, but I didn't break. How about that? Hey, the general. I need more on that, Fire One. When you say most of these women have mental health, they want to be in control of everything. What does that mean? What does that mean? Okay. Clarence said, you also need to pick the right men. All men are not leaders. How do we pick that man? What are some of the attributes that we should be looking for that defines a man that's good at leading? What are some of the attributes? I'm asking. Listen, help me out so I don't make the mistake again. That's what Coffee with Friends is for. Help each other out. Help us do better, right? Talk about real issues so that we can do better, right? How does a woman identify, Clarence? And that's a great point, Clarence, honey. Okay? We have to find the right man. All men are not leaders, right? Okay. How do we identify a man with the leadership attributes? What do those attributes look like? My stomach is growling. So if y'all hear it, that means my microphone is on point. What do good leadership attributes look like? I'm asking. Educate a sister. Okay? Protagonist says, I'm good letting my future wife lead because I'm secure with what I'm capable of. What does leadership attributes look like? First, we need to understand that. How do I identify good leadership skills? I need help, y'all. We need help because there's a lot of people on here that are single, have been in divorces, out here dating. Help us do better. What are some of the leadership attributes we should be looking for in our next partner? Because I need a man. I'm going to tell y'all. I need a man who knows how to lead. I'm tired. I don't want to. I don't. Listen, I love to cook. I love to clean. That's my thing. Not that I love it, but it's mandatory for me because I can't think if my house is dirty, right? And so I know I need a man who leads, and I don't want to make a mistake. So I need to know what are the characters or the attributes I should be looking for in my next motherfucking man. Help me. Help us. All right. Protagonist said, I think men who grew up with dads, male figures lead better. Okay. Possibly. 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 Protagonist says, I grew up with a single mother and paid the price in each relationship. Wow. What does that mean? That's deep. You paid the price in each relationship, growing up with a single mother. Wow. You know what? Protagonist, you just gave me a topic, okay? You know, you don't know it, but I gotta write this down. I have to write this down because that shit right there, it hit me somewhere in my gut. I gotta write this down. Gotta write that down. Gotta write that down. All right. So I'm asking, what characteristics and attributes should we be looking for? All right. And so Clarence Cunny said, strong character, integrity, willingness to help, nurturer, love the woman as much or more than themselves. Whoa! You got my legs shaking underneath the table, Clarence. I need him. I need him. The general said leadership is different in different parts of things. Assuredness in some situations can be different from men to women in different scenarios. Okay. Break it down. Let us know. Educate us. This is what we're here for. This is what the fuck we're here for. Theo said, look for stability, self-motivation, effective communicator, empathy, self-awareness are just a few traits. I need him. So when y'all look at y'all relationships today, there's a couple of people out here that called out attributes that we should be looking for in leaders. Now, I'm not trying to wreck nobody's home, and I'm not trying to get y'all to go home and argue and fight. But think about the characteristics that were called out here today. All right? Strong, integrity, willingness to help, nurturer, loves the woman more than themselves. Okay? Stability, self-motivated, effective communicator. Okay? An empath, self-aware. Does your partner have these attributes? Ask yourself. Because this is how we do better in our relationships. Recognize what true leadership attributes are, right? And then assess the relationship that you're in. And figure out if these characteristics exist in your relationship. And if they do not, work needs to be done. Work needs to be done. One of the key things here is trust. You know, I have spoken to a lot of people in relationships. And they be like, oh yeah, I love her, I love him, but I don't trust them. And I be like, why are you in a relationship with somebody you don't trust? See me? If I don't trust you, I can't be in a relationship with you. So don't be in a relationship with me and be like, I don't trust you. Right? You got to trust me to a point. You got to trust that I'm going to care for you. You got to trust that I'm going to have your back. You got to trust that I am going to be here, to lift you up if you fall to your knees. that I'm here to protect you, your mental situation and your physical to the best of my ability. You got to trust me with your emotions, your deepest hurts, your pains, your trauma. This is something I didn't understand when I got married the first time. See, when I got married the first time, I got married for love, and I got married because, this is what we should do. And I was following the cookie cutter standards of what we thought marriages should be. Right? And I wasn't aware of looking for these characteristics, understanding the levels of trust that was needed, none of that. In my second marriage, I understood it, right? But I also saw traits in my relationship that didn't carry some of these things y'all are calling out, right? And for some of y'all that don't know me, because for everybody that knows me, y'all already know what kind of personality I have. I have a very strong personality. But for those that don't know me, okay, all right, I have a fucking strong ass personality, okay? But I'm gonna tell you no lie, I still want my man to lead. And in order for my man to lead me, he's got to be confident. He's got to be confident. Okay? And I saw that as one of the attributes I need to be looking for. I appreciate y'all. Okay? I do. Damaris said, listen to what she says and listen to what she doesn't say. Baby, if y'all don't know that by now, y'all need to go take relationship 101 courses, because listen to what the fuck the woman is saying and listen to what she's not saying. The general said, in my marriage, my wife leads in some things. She is strong in, and I lead in things that I'm strong in. That goes back to what Pat and Clarence said about mutual leadership, right? In the end, the team wins. It goes back to what you guys said, Pat and Clarence, mutual leadership. Right? Theo said not everyone has innate leadership ability. So it has to be a partnership where each person leads in the area where they are strongest and communicate and work through their issues. And I agree with that. I agree with that. And what I think is that some people, Theo, I agree. Clarence, I agree. Pat, I agree. It's a mutual exchange, right? And so what I find is that in some relationships, people take Cam Newton's statement like to the T. Like, I have met some men that feel like they need to lead. That's it, and that's fucking all. And what did Theo say? Not everyone has the innate leadership ability, and I've seen that too. And I'll be like, wait, you can't. And it causes a whole ruckus because now it becomes a battle between you and your significant other, because he thinks you are battling him for the leadership position, which to him strips him of his manhood. But that's not the case, y'all. Like Theo said, everyone doesn't have the innate ability to lead. They don't. I feel like I was born a leader. But I don't want to lead in my relationship. I'll step into the leadership role when I need to, but I prefer not to. But I ain't going to keep being led into no motherfucking brick walls. That I'm not going to do. So if I'm in a relationship and I see you leading me into a brick wall, motherfucker, I'm putting the brakes on. And then it's going to look like I'm the wife that doesn't want to be led. Where you leading me? Where the fuck are you leading me? That's a great question, Theo. Great question. What does your man leading look like to you? What does your man leading look like to you? Anybody want to answer that question? I got to think about that one, Theo. That's, motherfucker, this is why life coaches, Theo's a certified life coach, right? She come on here with this fucking deep ass question. Is that like homework? What does your man leading look like for you? That's a great fucking question, ladies. Anybody want to answer that? What does your man, I can't. I'm going to just put my eyes down. What does it look like to you? I got to think about that. One thing someone said to me, Theo, that resonates with me to this day. And they said it to me about 2 weeks or so ago, right? Yes, Theo, I love you. I'm going to think about that and I'm going to write that shit down. You are everybody on here. Think about what does your man leading look like to you and write that shit down in your journal. Thank you, Theo. That's a great, you gave me an idea. Damn it, I love y'all. All right, wait a minute. I got to write this down. What? That's a good one, Theo. I gotta write that down, okay? Because I gotta think about that shit. What does your man leading look like to you? All right. And she said, journal it. I'm gonna journal that shit. Okay. Johnny said, leader comes in many ways. Some leadership attributes can be who thinks forward, setting up our future financially. Yes. Setting up our future financially. Yes. Setting up our future financially. Yes. Hold himself accountable for the welfare of the house spiritually and emotionally. I'm done. Man, I need him. Where is he? I love it, Johnny. Hold himself accountable for the welfare of the house spiritually and emotionally. I love it. I'm going to write these things down. I'm going to write down what a man leading me looks like. I am going to write that down because I think that'll be good, a good piece to help navigate me into my next relationship, right? Because I need to understand what the fuck this looks like. What does leading me look like? What does leading you look like? What does leadership in your relationship look like? Okay. Protagonist said, I believe how a man manages his finances will be a key foreshadow of the relationship. And I don't care how much money you make. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care if you make 80,000 and she makes 170,000, or if he make 170,000 and she makes 70,000. How he handles that money is a true indication of a leadership skill. Now, the one thing that I do, and this is why I know I want to be led, is that the two marriages I've been in right now, well, my first marriage, I let my husband pay the bills until I came home one night and my lights was off. All right, Con Edison shut my lights off. I cussed his ass out, and that's when I knew he couldn't leave me the fuck nowhere. Right, and that's what I mean when I say I don't trust men. I came all the way in the motherfucking house with a fur coat on, flipping on the light switches, and there was no damn lights. And I'm like, bitch. See, this is when the emasculation of the man comes in, and I'm guilty of that. And I'm working on myself. I'm not perfect. Bitch, wake up. Why the fuck there ain't no lights on in here? I don't walk the fuck in this house with a fur coat. Our neighbors downstairs are calling us ghetto right now. What kind of ghetto shit is this? The fucking police, the Con Edison, not the police, the fucking Con Edison people need to be here and get these shits. I don't give a fuck where you get the money from. My light was on the next morning. But the point is that's the type of leadership I don't want. So when that happened to me, that's when I realized you can't be responsible. Well, it happened twice because the second time it happened to me was in Mexico. We got to Mexico. He flew to Mexico a day after us. Went to the bank to pull out money, and I ain't had no money in there because we had a joint bank account. But this motherfucker had a whole suitcase full of new clothes. And I was like, how the fuck we gonna enjoy Mexico with no money in the bank? It was the most miserable trip that I have ever experienced in my entire motherfucking life. Okay? That's not leading me. That's leading me into a brick wall. And that's why today when I'm in relationships, a lot of my experiences have been, oh my God, you're so hard. Yes, because motherfucker, I done hit my head on a brick wall a couple of times. I need to be led properly. Finances is key for me. And the reason why I know I like to be led is because even in my second marriage, I said I didn't want to pay no bills. Not that I didn't want to contribute to bills. I contributed, but I didn't want to be responsible for paying them, right? He needs to take care of all the finances in the house. I don't care. If I need to give you $1,000 a month, $1,200 a month, whatever the fuck we agree on, right? Whatever it is, you make sure you pay the bills in the house. I don't want nothing to do with none of that. What does leadership look like to you? I love that. I'm gonna write that shit down. All right. Protagonist says, I was born with the tools to lead, but I just rather chill. I love it. And so, guys, it is 9:05 and today is hump day. And, we started out talking about the unfortunate shooting in Brooklyn. And if that was a situation that was close to home and you knew the person, would you turn them in, whether it was your brother, your uncle, your sister, your father, whatever it was, right? Your child, right? And a majority of people on here that did answer, they said that they would call 911 and turn that motherfucker in. Okay. Others said that they would try to get them some mental help, right? But how do we force a 60-something-year-old person into a mental institution? It's hard, right? I had to ask myself this question, and I sat there and looked at the screen and I said, damn, my son broke a lot of laws. Okay. And I remember one time the cops knocked on my door. Okay. It's hard to turn your kid in. It is. He didn't kill nobody. This was for a ticket because he threw something out the window. Some of these bougie neighborhoods, he threw trash out the window and he got a ticket. And he didn't show up for court for it. So they put a warrant out for his arrest. And they knocked on my door. My son was right there the fuck in the house. And they were like, we're looking for so-and-so and so. And I was like, he ain't here. What's the problem? And they were like, he had a warrant out. He has a warrant out for his arrest for trash, whatever. And I was like, okay, how much is the warrant? And they were like, the warrant is like $3 and change or whatever the case may be. When they left, I drove to the precinct and paid the warrant. And he got a court date, right? But that's light work. But I thank God my son didn't go shoot up nobody because it's very unfortunate, right? And then we went into the Cam Newton comment about ladies, be independent, do your thing, live your life, but cater to your man. And when I asked the question, what the fuck does cater to your man mean, right? What does leading in a relationship look like? Because he said, cater to your man and let your man lead. Okay? What does that mean? To me, I need to feel safe. That's the first thing for me. I haven't felt safe in many of my relationships. I felt exposed, unprotected, insecure, not in the fact of the way I look, right? But insecure as to whether the relationship was going to last because it wasn't on solid ground, right? I'm never insecure when it comes to people, like, and how I feel about myself. I'm a very confident woman, okay? But if I don't trust you in a relationship, I don't see the relationship lasting. And so there's a level of insecurity on how solid the relationship is. So I have yet to experience a relationship where a man takes on this leadership role and I felt comfortable and safe in that space and trusting. I want to experience that. And for those that are having that experience, God bless you, right? It's beautiful. And maybe that's why a lot of relationships do not last. We need to understand what we mean when we say leadership, what we mean when we say we want our women to cater to us. Take the time to understand this. And like Theo suggested, write down that shit. How do I want my man to cater to me? How do I want my women to cater to me? What does leadership from a man look like for me? Not based on your girlfriend's relationship, not based on what the Bible says, not based on what your mama and your daddy did, but for you. What does it look like for you? Right? It's something to think about. Clarence said, leadership is knowing what you are not good at. Yes. Being the CEO does not mean that you are great at everything. Period. That's why you got staff, right? That is why we have COO, CFO, CTO positions. Absolutely. They specialize in these disciplines, but you are still the leader. Absolutely. Thank you, Clarence. And with that, y'all, I appreciate y'all, right? You know, the one we touched on a couple of things today on Coffee with Friends. One, we touched on trauma and the things that happen in our everyday world, this domestic violence that happened, this domestic terroristic act that happened in our subway systems yesterday is a very violent act. And, you know, I just want people to check in on their friends, their coworkers, you know, their neighbors, check in on each other. That's how we help the Black community, right? Check in on each other. Ask people how they're feeling about what they saw, whether they were in the train, near the train, or just saw it on the news. Check in on your friends, your family members, your associates, their mental health, right? Check in. Trauma is real. All right. I posted something the other day about PTSD, how PTSD is a simple smell, an act, right? A touch of something can bring you back to an experience like it's happening right now all over again, right? That shooting in that train station, right? Even though you were not involved in it, right? If you are suffering from PTSD or you're suffering from any other traumatic experience and you're dealing with your triggers, that could have triggered you. That could have triggered you. Do not allow anyone to downplay your trauma. All right. That was the first thing we touched on today. I wanted to check in on the mental state of Coffee with Friends. And then the second thing we talked about was relationships. Stop throwing around these words, cater in leadership, without understanding what the fuck it means to you. Theo asked me a question and I couldn't answer it off the fly. I need to think about it, right? I'm not going to make the same mistakes that I made in my first relationships, in my first marriages, right? I'm not going to do that in my next relationship. Will I get married again? I don't know. But I'm pretty sure I'll be in a relationship again, some kind of relationship. And I'm going to take all these notes and these learned lessons and travel them in with me, right? So that I could do better. But with that, y'all, this was Coffee with Friends. And I appreciate you guys joining in on the topic today. You know, I love it when you participate. All right. Y'all know the link is in my bio. Follow me across all my platforms, Facebook, IG, TikTok. All right. YouTube. If you go to YouTube, make sure you are hitting that subscribe and the bell. By hitting the bell, that is going to alert you when I go live, right? Because Coffee with Friends After Dark is a YouTube production. And so the first show I gave Facebook some play, but the next show I will not. I will announce when the next Coffee with Friends After Dark show will be. All right. I already got my topics lined up. All right. But go to the link in my bio. Okay. Also, when you go to YouTube, make sure you give me the thumbs up, never the thumbs down. You hit like on my videos. You share them out. Okay. Comments. Right? If you're on IG, make sure you're giving me the hearts. All right. This is how I break through the algorithm. Give me the hearts. If you enjoy the show, give me the hearts, give me the thumbs up. I appreciate you guys. I do. All right. And so I just say this, continue to love up on your brothers and sisters. All right. Continue to grow. Right. Even though we've been through many things in our lives and we might be of a certain age, it doesn't mean you know everything. All right. Continue to grow. Let's see what the fucking vibes are that we're going to leave out on today. All right. Hey. What? Hump day. This was Coffee with Friends. Hey. And y'all know I'm more to Debo. And today is Hump Day. See you tomorrow. Gone for now, but never gone forever. Peace. Hey.